Hello and welcome back to World of Tanks with Dsann. In today's video I'll be doing another tank review, this time of the British Tier 9 Heavy, the Conqueror, seen here in the tech tree. Now unfortunately I unlocked this, the FE215B, the other day and sold my Conqueror to get it, so I no longer actually have it in the garage. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk about it in the stats, in the tech tree. And then we're going to do the usual, look at the stats and then go on to the replays. So let's just get on with the stats, shall we? So here you have it. Basically, its baseline stats are 1850 hit points, 1950 with the upgraded turret, so you get an extra 100 hit points. 65. It weighs about 65 tons when fully kitted out. Has, well, I guess we could see here for the traverse. This is a bit tricky. So at top it seems, yeah, it has 26 degrees traverse. Let me just find my other numbers here. Yep. So, yes, 26 degrees of hull traverse, top speed of 34 kilometers an hour, which it will hit decently. I mean, its top power to weight ratio is 14.5 horsepower per ton. Its hull armor is 130, 51, 38, and with the upgraded turret, it gets 152, 89, 70. Now it looks far worse than the stock turret, but it's actually better in my experience. But I mean, the stock turret's not bad. It's the same turret you have on the Carnarvon, the Centurion turret. In fact, it basically is something along that turret right there, but on a tank this size. So yeah, and let's see. So I mean, the armor is really good. I mean, well, the turret armor is really good. If you get this thing hull down, it will bounce. It does have really good gun depression at -7 degrees. Well, I guess that's not really good, but it's good anyway. As I said, where was that turret? So with this, you get 400 meter view range, 34 degrees per second traverse. I mean, it's not the slowest tank. Its turret is one of those that turret traverses faster. Now, when you first get this, you're probably going to have this engine, if I'm not mistaken, assuming you got the top one on the Carnarvon, and you will have this. I would recommend getting this on the Carnarvon because, well, it's worth it in my opinion. The B barrel, even though it's more XP, because it saves you time here. So basically, when you get this tank, you'll have 5 tons to play with, which means you can fit the B barrel right off the bat, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that weighs pretty much the same. So you can fit the B barrel, maybe even the upgraded engine. Yes. So you'll be able to fit those two right off the bat. Although really what you want to get is this. And this baby right here. The L1A1. It's probably the best tier 9 heavy gun in the game. Definitely in my opinion. I mean, I haven't driven many of the other tier 9s. But from what I've seen, this seems to be the best all-around gun. It does have the highest damage per minute of any gun at tier 9. Well, heavy gun, I should say. Not mediums tend to have a higher damage per minute. But this has a higher alpha than many of them. It's got a 5.71 rate of fire, which should give us something like 10-second reload with the base skills, and then a little bit down with rammers and stuff, so 8 or so seconds. Somewhere between 8 and 9-second reload. It's got 259 pen, which is more than enough, although you do have APCR with 326 if you do desire. 400 alpha, very solid alpha. That accuracy is, well, I like to call it laser-like, but it's not quite the .30 that some German tanks have, like the Leopard. And a 1.9 second aiming time. This tank is a phenomenal sniper. The best way to play this, if possible, is to sit behind your heavies, like the E75 or, the ones with actual armor. Basically, you just want to get this thing hull down, sit as far away from the enemy, and snipe their weak spots. And this thing will go through them every time. Now, unfortunately, this is a bit of an expensive upgrade. As you can see, it does cost 60,000 XP. And this does cost 28,000. So you're talking 88,000 XP just to get these two. Assuming you got the B barrel here, which as you see isn't strictly necessary, but it's 45k XP. Which is a grind I would highly recommend you do. It also makes the Carnarvon feel even better. Just as a side note. So, assuming if you can afford the enhanced suspension, I'd recommend getting these two, and then this, and then that, assuming you can fit the engine. I think the engine weighs the same anyway, a little bit more, but you should be able to fit both the turret and the top gun along with the tracks with enhanced suspension. I mean, before the tracks, so I would recommend getting that. If you can't, just get the tracks first. That's another 23k XP, and then get the turret and that. It does feel like a very awkward Carnarvon at when you still have the B barrel, but once you get the L1A1, things start to be a little bit different. And as you'll see in the games I have lined up for you today. So that's pretty much how the tank works. It doesn't, well, I mean, it's similar hull to this, but I mean, basically, it's a paper thin hull, really. I mean, as you saw in the numbers, 130 isn't exactly a high frontal. I mean, 30 at rear arm is nothing. I mean, I thought the IS-8, which is known for having relatively thin armor, and it's got much better armor. And yet the Conqueror does play, I don't know, I like the Conqueror. I like it much better than I like my IS-8. And I think it's down to the gun, which is the same gun you see here. It's just better soft stats on the tier 10, obviously. So, with those stats in your head, let's go see some replays. I'll do the usual order. We'll have a decent one first and then the best one last. As say the best for last and all that stuff. So, let's get on with the replay, shall we? Okay, here we are. This is Kharkov, one of the newer maps. Actually, I believe this is the latest map introduced to the game. We have me and Strawberry in our tier 9s, me and the Conqueror, him and his Type 61 over there. This is a mostly tier 8 game, actually. There's only 3 tier 9s on each team, and only 2 of those are actually, you know, not artillery, so it's not a bad matchup for this tank. So, just a forewarning, I'm still kind of trying to figure out the routes, and also I do kind of just trundle along trying to find out where to go, but let's get this on with, shall we? So, usual applies. I sit around just derping for a minute. I always do that. It dangers of dual screens. I sit around looking at stuff. And the first thing you'll notice is it's a big tank. It is big. I mean, that 112 is a heavy tank, and he's looking pretty small compared to this thing. It's big. It's pretty tall, which actually means it can utilize its gun depression better than some tanks, in my experience. I mean, it has technically worse gun depression than the Type 59, and yet I feel it has better. So, just make sure we're at 1 time speed. So, here I am. I found a place where I can go hull down-ish. Strawberry's over there getting his ass kicked. Ooh, we bounced it. I believe that was actually, yep, the upper glacis. Only 130 millimeters. And we put a full average one. It's exactly average. So I've actually had an experience. I don't really get that many really bad below average rolls. Just kind of like 390, 380s is usually what I get in this from my experience, at least that I can remember. So I've decided to hold here. Strawberry's rolling around doing his own thing. We don't shoot a side-scraping E75. Well, we do, but we miss anyway. You can see the aiming speed is ridiculously good. We go for the tracks. 459, very solid hit. And of course people trying to shoot an E75 and failing all the time. We track him again, even though I was actually going for his lower plate. Strawberry's in a very big pickle here, because he gets caught out with a waffle panzer there, and he's actually now pinned behind the E75. I don't know if you can see that there, but he's actually stuck behind the wreck, yelling for help. So I'm sitting here trying to do what I can best. You do see I do have 20, you know, most of my shells are AP, but I do have some APCR and HESH, and you'll see why after a minute. So we get shot. Tiger, IS is hunting me down. Now pay attention to that Tiger. He will be note. You'll notice him later for other reasons. Very big hit there, 475, 474 even. Again, I seem to be rolling mostly over, unless of course I can't roll over. Like, if that would have hit. If that were to hit. Now, as you can see, I do have an 8.85 second reload, which I mean, it's certainly not bad for a heavy, but compared to the tier 10, which has an even better reload, this just, oh, I love this gun. I really do love this gun. I hope you can tell. So we shoot the IS, finish him off. Waffle Tractor tries to get a shot. Oh, that's gonna look smart. Now, ideally, I would have loaded Hesh, which is high explosive squash head, and unlike other normal high explosives, this actually has 120 pen. So that would have been extremely overkill pen-wise on the Waffle WT. Now, I'm backing off here, expecting the Tiger to come rushing around anytime, because, you know, last time I saw him, he was in the corner behind us, right over there, slightly. Oh, fuck, I keep forgetting I have the minimap thing pops up when I hit control, so I can't actually free look with my mouse and do that. Welp. So, there we get our second kill. Oh, it's on the wrong thing again. So, we're currently winning 11-7, and I heard the Waffenträger fire, so... Poke. I have no idea if that Jagdtiger was being sarcastic or not. Pretty sure he wasn't, but you never know with people. Now, why is this Tiger still here? Why is he... Is he AFK? I fake out, take a shot. Nothing. He isn't moving. I don't know what happened to this guy. He just stopped moving. So, well, it'd be rude not to take the shots. And, oh, there's an below average roll. God, I can't talk today. Apologies about that. And, for those of you who don't know, that's where I was aiming. There was roughly where the ammo rack on this thing should be. And, finish it. And now there's just T30. Nope. So, there you have a first game, so... Let's get on to the post-game stats, shall we? And here we see the post-game stats, or after battle, or whatever. I switch up every now and then. As you can see, 74,000 credits, 2,300 XP, and that was not doubled, as I had already got my double long before this game. I played like 10 games in this tank that day, so I was having a good day that day. And a high caliber. Also, that was only enough for first-class tanker. 1,200 XP base. 5,200 damage done. I mean, it was me and a T-34 was really the ones who pulled this game through. Where did Strawberry? Oh, he ended up down there. So, yeah. 1,200 XP. I got high caliber. Let's see. Fired 17 shots, of which 16 hit and 15 penetrated. So, only one bounce, which was off the side of the E75, I would imagine. 5,200 damage. I took 6 hits, of which 4 penetrated and 2 bounced. So, as I said, armor really isn't very strong on this tank, although it does bounce when needed. And the turret does bounce quite a lot more. Only blocked 880 damage, which is a stat I kind of have a love-hate relationship to. I like the fact that they had this stat, but I do like the old... what was it again? The one that shows how much potential damage received. So it'd show all the damage your tracks ate as well. That usually is how I save myself a lot of damage in my mouse. 0 vehicle spotted, 5 damage, 4 kills, 385 assists. Not exactly assisting game either. It was very close in fighting, so it wasn't exactly chances to get it. So 74,000 credits got, which did net me a profit of 41,000. As you can see, the ammunition gets quite expensive in this tank. And of course 2,300 XP, so very solid result, and hopefully you enjoyed and got a picture of how it can do in the city, although you should be careful with playing around in the city because this thing is a big tank and it does have relatively weak hull armor, so just bear that in mind when you're fighting it close in. And now we're going to show one where I fight at slightly more longer range combat. Okay, here you can see the second replay. Again, me and the Conqueror and Strawberry and his Type 61. This was an earlier match in the evening, actually, funny enough. We are on Fisherman's Bay. Standard battle, so... Same thing here, actually. 3 tier 9s and the rest is tier 8 and below, so... Very interesting match makeup, and this was probably one of the more intense matches I've had in a long, long time, so... Hopefully you guys enjoy. Let's get this show started, shall we?
Up and at 'em, lads.
Let's just push the right button. I was fiddling with the speed earlier, because buttons were a bit weird. Chat is a bit weird in this one. Chat gets weird sometimes, so enjoy that. So I decide I have good gun depression. I'm going to go to the middle. There's no artillery, so I don't have to worry about them splashing me down the center. So, 384. Not exactly a high roll. I would have killed him probably if it was a good roll, but eh. What are you going to do? Random is random called random for a reason. 417. Right now we're just picking away at the light tanks up at the hill. As per usual, usually the lights and the mediums rush here, although I decided to go here. It's pretty much a usual spread of the heavies in some heavies in the city and some mediums on and the tank destroyers camping the ridge lines over here. So Strawberry goes to help the city. I don't remember why I didn't choose to, but I chose to sit here. I see a cheery. He's probably not too cheery after that hit. I'll stop doing puns now. So, not much to shoot yet. I mean, the cheery is hiding because he's like, oh crap, that's a tier 9. Rightfully so, the cheery would be obliterated if I saw him again. And, ooh, a T29. I will take that. It'd be rude not to shoot him in the side. Notice how quickly this gun aims. And we bounce a shot. At 300 meters, he doesn't have the penetration. Or the angle. That shot probably either bounced off his upper plate or slammed into his turret. Oh, we take a big hit there. That was probably their Conqueror. Yeah, doesn't matter. Conqueror is dead. First kill of the day. Oh, there's another hit. Another 400 odd damage gone. Oh, there's an IS-3 in front of me. Where did he come from? So I decide discretion is a better part of valor. No.
One of our tracks is damaged.
Something is hitting me from somewhere and I can't see where they are, because apparently 400 meter view range wasn't enough. Side of an IS-3's turret? Yeah, I'll take that shot. The problem with the IS-3 at this terrain is that he has to go all the way up on the hill to get his gun down enough to shoot. So that's a bit awkward for him. So we're looking to see if we can shoot that Centurion. Not much showing up right now. There's me, a Tiger 2, and a light tank up here. We pretty much own this hill. All they have contesting it is an IS-3 and a Cheery. That's not exactly big. I see that break and I think, oh, was that a shot or was that just a light? No, I think it's just a light. And now the enemies are being lit up on our, well, I guess it's my right. Even though it's left of the map. I go around, try and get some shots. Strawberry Milk is, of course, dead. I just died to another Conqueror. They had 2 of those. I mean, at first I'm not having a spectacular game. I mean, I've put in a few solid hits, taken a few hits though. Been spotted, probably the Cheery. Note, I am pointing my front to where I was being shot from earlier, and another shot bounces off my front. I do not know what that is. Maybe it's a Tiger or something? I'm not sure. It might have been their AMX 1390 for all I know. All I know is it's bouncing off my frontal plate, which means it doesn't have the greatest penetration. Tiger 2, and I was a bit of a kill secure, but, you know, kill's a kill. You can see me trying to get an overview, see where everything is. Chat's going on. I think our Tiger 2's mad our scouts didn't go pop out and YOLO rush the enemy, as some people want scouts to do. Pro tip, don't expect your scouts to just rush out and die for you. They're not there to do that. They're there to spot over time. The best way to do that isn't always to just rush into their base and go YOLO. So, 5 enemies left. And 6 of us left. We actually have a team killer. Interesting. I didn't remember that note, seeing that. We missed a Cheery and, well, No idea where that shot was aimed at. Certainly wasn't aimed at the Cheery. It was aimed at the ground. So, just trying to figure out where to go now. See a Tiger 1? That's always a target I will hunt down if I can. And he's rushing our tank destroyers, so I want to keep them alive. They are spotting and also keeping that side defended. We missed that shot. Their enemy T-28 finish off our Ferdinand. That T-28 is going to be a thorn in my side, I might add. Juicy rear of a Tiger, and it's a below damage average roll. Of course it is. Can we get an ammo rack shot? Not quite. Kind of? Might have hit his rack? I don't know. I think I might actually damage his turret ring here based off the fact that he hasn't turned it. Didn't notice that when I was playing, but I think I might have actually damaged his turret ring. So, we go hunting for Tiger, blind fire, and I think that actually did hit his tracks or something, and the Rhine Metal finishes him off. That AMX 1390 there could be a thorn in my side if he decides to go around. I mean, currently there's 3 of us versus 3 of them, so it's pretty even so far. Our T-29 held like a champ on that flank, by the way. I don't know if you're noticing. He died just there, so... And where is everyone gone? Why can't I see anything? Meanwhile, at their south end of the map, I don't know if you're noticing, the Love is slowly crossing the field. I don't know exactly what he's planning. But, I mean, he's on 1,000 HP. He should be fine. You would think. You would think he'd be fine. I mean, a Love on 1,000 health is still a very powerful tank. It is very strongly armored. Now, where did that IS-3 go? Oh, there's a 1390. And there's the IS-3. Come on, come on, come on. Aim, aim, aim. Of course not. Why would we hit that shot? Our Love is probably being crushed by the AMX. Yep. I finish off the IS-3 and I'm spotted. Now, I know the AMX is down there with the Love, which means it has to be the T-28. And there we go. That shot probably slammed right into my... No, actually it was up our hull. Huh. Must have been a bad angle. I mean, you see here. Look at all the shots I've taken to my frontal plate. Only one of them seems to have gone through. And that's only 130 millimeters, remember. So, I mean, it's not like it's uber armor. It's not like it's an E75 or something. So now we wait. I'm going to be honest, this was somewhat unnerving, as I had an AMX 1390 who could easily spot me for the T-28, and I would not be able to see the T-28. Now, the Rhine Metal seems to be... I don't know what his deal was, but he really doesn't help me much for this part of the game. He's just sitting there. Not doing anything, as you can see. RHM... Trying to tell him to spot, you know, use his view range as well. He does have, like, the same view range I do, I believe. If not better. I don't know what the hell that Love was trying to say, but... You see, I'm just looking around, always trying to check my sides. Oop, and there's the AMX on my left. Oh, no, no, don't. Wait. Why is he not shooting me? What's this guy doing? should have been shooting me? Is he just spotting me, or is he... What's going on? He looks at me, but... He's not... What's going on? What? The fuck? Well, I'm not gonna complain. A kill's a kill, right? Now, where is the damn T-28? Now he has to come into view range, pretty much, to shoot us. Ooh, and the RHM finally decides to move. And oh shit! So, I go into the low ground to use my hull... Nah, not my hull, my turret to my advantage. Now, I did not realize how thin his guy's frontal armor was. I thought I had to hit the weak spots, but apparently not. I learned later that apparently his frontal armor is the same as the T-28 prototype, so that's interesting. But, yeah. So, aiming for the little turret hatches on top, because why not? Just playing it safe. He does have a higher reload speed than me, so he has a similar caliber gun to me and all that jazz. Oh, and he hits our turret and bounces. And here I do a mistake. I don't know what the hell I hit there, but it didn't do damage. Just critted him. RHM is nowhere to be useful. The fuck is that RHM even doing? Now, I know I don't have the speed or maneuverability to get behind a T-28, even if something as slow as that, without tracking it, which means I'd have to sacrifice a damaging shot to track him. Now, I was mostly ignoring chat here, by the way, just so that's said. Don't really have a good shot because of lack of gun depression there. If this had like -8 or 9 degrees, I would have probably been able to use it. And we put one right... Nope. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Where the fuck is that? Hit one on his lower plate, and oh, this is where shit gets tense. Oh, we have to pen this shot or we lose. And boom, headshot. So yeah, can you guess how much damage I did this game and how much XP I got? Let's go see, shall we? Okay, here we have the post-game stats. As you see, I got 84,000 credits this time, so another 10k over the last game, or the game that actually came after this. 2,700 XP, again undoubled, and that was enough to get me the Ace Tanker badge, as well as obviously a high caliber. So, I got 6,095 damage. I got 5 kills and 1,474 XP. And if we sort by damage, we can see that, well, I vastly outdid my team. Now, one of the few times I actually cared. Credit where credit's due, though. That T-28 deserves all kinds of credit. I mean, he fought like a boss, I must admit. So, if we go to the detail report, we can see that I shot 26 times, 21 of those hit, and 20 penetrated. So, not a bad number. The one bounce was obviously off the T-29's turret. We did 6,095 damage, took 10 hits, penetrated 6 times, and we bounced 4 shots, resulting in a 1,450 damage block by armor. We spotted one vehicle, which was the... let's go look, shall we? I actually spotted the IS-3. Neat. Damaged 10 vehicles, destroyed 5, so I guess if I damaged one more, I could have gotten a Confederate also. If I killed one more, obviously I would have gotten a Top Gun, but you know. 877 damage, so I'm assuming I tracked someone. Oh no, it was spotting damage. So I got some spotting damage here, as you can see. Not much. Actually, this might have been track damage. But yeah, I can find out, can't I? Oh, that's right, this isn't the game one. Anyway, yeah, so 42,000 profit. Again, I made more money and I only made 1,000 extra profit in total. So that's a bit bull. And 2,700 XP, so hopefully you enjoyed that. Let's go back to the garage and finish this video off, shall we? Okay, hopefully you guys enjoyed those replays, learned a bit from them on the strengths and weaknesses of the Conqueror and how to play it and how not to play it. Hopefully I showed off more of how to play than not to play, but we'll see. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like, favorite, and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for all the updates I post there, and I will see y'all next time.